Ico versus Queen Blank. Okay, so here we are. This looks like the throne room, so I'm kinda gonna assume that it is. The Queen, the end game, the person that has been keeping us here, the entire bitchiness surrounding her, just normal stock villainy. I'm gonna move these over here so that we can start the game pretty fresh because, you know, this is a run through of the game again, so I kind of know what's coming. I mean, the Queen's not here, which is a little weird, but again, the Queen is probably going to appear on that throne because, you know, she is the Queen, and, you know, she's probably into that narcissist. Okay, I'm going to shut up so that we can watch this. That's it? She's just gonna... Okay, that's not it. Final confrontation. She's afraid of the soldier's sword. Freaking overconfidence. See, this is just all stock villain stuff. I mean, yeah, she's got a bubble. Okay, let's go get her. Got my sword, and I'm gonna ram it down her face. I'm just gonna freaking impale her to death because she freaking deserves it. Okay, come on. Gotta figure out how to beat this shield. Yeah, just hit it with the sword, and it goes over there. That's great. See, this is all she does. She just does AoE attacks every, like, 5 seconds. Which is kind of annoying because it's also an insta-kill, but the sword renders it completely useless. Okay, another hit, and another sword fling. There it is. Gotta go get it. Like, first time I played this, I got killed like 3 times because I did the usual gamer thing, trying to... Because, you know, she has a shield, you're trying to beat it, and, you know, it doesn't seem like you're beating it by hitting her. At least it doesn't to me. So I just kind of stood there, trying to figure out what the hell was else in this room, and then, you know, I finally figured out. I was supposed to hit it with a sword. So yeah, is there really any point in attacking if it's just not even, like, you're not even thinking? Is there a point to attacking if you're just going to attack like a freaking robot? I mean, yeah, God, there's just so much more potential for this fight. Okay, hit her! Oh, God damn it, probably got shot to the other side of the room or something. Good thing this statue can move, or else this would be a little more annoying. Although, if this statue could move, there'd probably be multiple statues, and then you could just statue hop. God, do we really have to... Oh, it's stuck in the wall, but we're gonna pick it up off the ground, because that's how logic works. I mean, maybe animator logic, but not regular logic. Come on, let's get her. Let's get her. I'm totally pumped. I'm ready to just cleave her fucking head off. Go. Okay, we beat the shield, but that looked like our sword got flinged, like, way far away. God, this gotta be There's gotta be a life and death run grab or something, because we did beat the shield. So we can start chopping her. Pull it back as far as I can. Wait, and then let's just run for it. Let's just go. Go, go. Sorry, I kind of psyched myself out with that last one. You know, this is just a delaying tactic. We got the sword. I mean, what are we gonna do? Just throw it away ourselves? It's kind of pointless. Okay, final stab. Let's do this. Oh my god. Like, right in her chest. Now that is a true villain death rattle right there. I think the problem with her is that her life force was keeping the castle together. Okay. Ico, you lost both your goddamn horns. Like, so easily. Like, your horns didn't even hit the wall. That was your back. Is our sword stabbed in the other side of the throne? God damn it. Okay, guys, so first thing on the video, we have to talk about this boss fight, the only boss fight in Ico, and no faff and nonsense in the front. We are just going to hit that scoreboard. Gameplay. For being a step above quick-time event boss fights, there's really nothing to say here. You run up and hit her with your sword 4 times, and you win. Dodging her wave attacks with the statues and the sword adds a little something, I suppose, but again, this boss fight just feels like a nuts and bolts final token combat scene with the nuts and bolts rusted out. I'll give Queen Blank a 1 2/3 Triforce score for gameplay, and I don't even know why I'm offering her that much. Story. Although Queen Blank, I personally call her that because the game just calls her the Queen, has absolutely no characterization just beyond generic villainous motivations in video games, she does have the Orochimaru-esque trait of wanting to live on through mind switching. She's the only thing in this game that poses a genuine threat to Ico and Yorda, the main characters, but beyond that, there's just nothing there. Being jealous of her beauty only ties into the body swapping thing again, so I'm just going to cut it here and give Queen Blank a 2 2/3 Triforces for this category, because she deserves nothing else for not having a name. Fun. Considering a QTE boss fight is more aligned on luck than anything else, a boss fight that is only slightly above that standard isn't going to win many extra points. You hit her 4 times, that is it. Sure, you get to do the dodge mechanic to avoid an insta-kill, but that's only just a small sentence of gameplay within the novel of this whole game. To be fair, the gameplay here isn't really fun in the sense of the word, it's really just doing what's required to survive the fight. The catharsis is a factor, but she's not weighed down with it enough for it to be highly considerable, but overall, I'll give Queen Blank a 3 1/3 Triforces for fun, because it's definitely fun to impale her in the chest. Queen Blank. For being the final boss of the game Ico, a puzzling platformer escort quest, I guess I really can't expect much out of this. I can't compare it to Zelda because Zelda bosses incorporate the tools that Link finds in his missions, while Ico doesn't have that added to the game's plot, and thus is missing the major factor. Queen Blanc's boss fight left me in the state of disappointment that I had after completing the castle's dungeoneering part until the ending that was probably the best part of the game, because it's all saccharine, happy Winnie the Pooh ending, leaving the heroes in the best case scenario, which leaves the dead queen in her deteriorating castle with only a 7 2/3 Triforces as a final insult to her large injuries. Okay guys, just like I said in the last video, I'm going to combine the final game review with the final boss review in order to do a 1-part video since there was only 1 boss fight in this game. Now, we have to get moving right along in order to do that. Ico, being Team Ico's first game developed, obviously was bought by me in a compilation disc that I mainly bought to play Shadow of the Colossus, but I decided to play the game on it because, well, at that point it was a free game. The game didn't concern itself with explaining anything too much. You are Ico, a cursed boy with horns growing out of his skull who is imprisoned in some sort of abandoned castle in order to stave off demons and the like. But you escape and discover Yorda, an incredibly white girl who has the power to open doors. So you have to take her and you down to the castle's gate in order to escape. All you have to defend yourself is a stick against shadow beasts always coming after Yorda, making Yorda feel like something more important down the line in this game's story. Thus, you have to protect her. Eventually, you reach the castle gate, and out comes the Queen, who ends up being Yorda's captor, who is planning to change bodies with her in order to steal her powers and live forever in order to take over the world, or something. The castle gate gets shut, and you have to go to 2 beacons in order to power the gate in order to escape again. The second escape attempt stopped by the Queen again, who takes Yorda to her private chambers and out of the hands of you. But after getting back into the castle, you discover the Soldier's Sword, which the soldiers used to open the doors to bring you here the first time. With this, you can stop the Queen and save the world, and Yorda. Your main objective. First off, the game is comparatively short. My first playthrough clocked in around 6 hours, and to describe the core gameplay of Ico as an escort quest was not a good idea. Sure, it's tolerable all the way through, but you are being constantly assailed by shadow beasts all throughout the game. In some ways, they come out as a bit unfair, being so far away that Yorda disappears while you're in another room altogether. I wish that the game was broader than what it tried to do, because everything in this world is limited to the castle itself. Yorda's only ability is as a magical door opener, the rest of the time being a liability to you and your puzzling ways. The entirety of the game is just a really long Zelda dungeon, but as an incredibly simple game, it does come together to see the heroes completely safe and together while the villain gets their comeuppance in a castle disappearing into the sea. Now let's get to that scoreboard to see how I feel about this game, truly. Gameplay. It's a puzzle fantasy game incredibly similar to Zelda, albeit scaled down tremendously, and adding in the Yorda thing for the entirety of the game. Furthermore, your only tool in the game are pieces of wood, and on a couple of occasions you get to mess around with bombs in order to open up more areas. But other than that, it's as simple as it can get without turning into 16 bits. Overall, I'd give Ico in gameplay a 4 1/3 Triforces for not being the worst thing I've ever seen. Story. Escape the castle and save the princess. With the nuance being so highly treaded, it could be called an oldness. Ico isn't exactly pushing the envelope of video gaming, with Yorda being one step above the MacGuffin princess, Ico probably being the strongest character for being a continuation of the Wander Baby from Shadow of the Colossus, and the only other character in the game being Queen Blank, who's just a pick and mix villain with the usual motivations, only having the body swapping to be a unique character. I'd call it artsy, but this game isn't trying to make any sort of point other than evil people are bad. So, with a quarter-ass plot from 8-bit games, I'm gonna give Ico a 1 2/3 Triforces on this front. Fun. Did I personally have fun with this game? Can an escort quest ever be truly riveting instead of annoying on its face? No, I didn't have fun with this game. The only redeeming quality is that it was a really short video game. It's a game that's not even trying, and I didn't just figure that out after it was over. During the entire thing, I could sense zero effort to design something worthwhile with even less characterization than Shadow of the Colossus and a 2-sentence plot. Yorda's special ability being completely contrived, since they could have given Ico door-opening powers at any point in time, but that's countered by the Queen having a special place in her black heart for her well-being, which is why she isn't murdered when she actually comes around to make her presence known. I'm going to give Ico a 1 2/3 Triforces for being tolerable while being completely uninteresting. Ico as a game has been applauded by its critics for being a cult classic appreciated by many and actually using its incredible simplicity as a major award in its favor, receiving several Game of the Year awards and calling this a work of art. Honestly, I don't know what kind of crap these guys were digging into, because I thought the game was terrible. But maybe I'm doing this all wrong because I'm panning a game that was well received almost a decade ago. But for what it's worth, I'm giving Ico a 7 2/3 Triforces for being bad. I don't know how others are considering this a good game or what they're basing their opinion on, because this game has a good essence of BS. They say the simplicity, art and music design, character relations make up for what it is, but I can't for the life of me think why. This game isn't inherently terrible, but it's the Barba thing in that it's just boring. I can't get back those 6 hours, but I can definitely make it known that I didn't like this game one bit. Okay guys, so that was Ico, a game I did not like. Now for my final words, I think you know where I'm going with this, but here it is anyway. Victory for gamers. See you next time.